Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Brian and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at these Icon impact sockets. Now, I picked these up about a month and a half ago or so. It's been a while since I put a video out, but I'm going to hopefully be explaining a lot of that. But I did a tool haul where I got some new tools from Harbor Freight, including these Icon impact sockets. I picked up some other tools as well. If you want to see that video, if I can remember, I'll put it up top. But if not, you can go to my channel and check it out. But when I bought these, they only had 3/8 standard, 3/8 metric, short and deep, and then they had 1/2-inch shorts. Now, I only picked up the metric set in both of these. I don't really have any use for standard, and they are a little bit pricey. Now, I picked the 1/2-inch set up for, I think, $59.99. Now, I do believe they have a coupon now for Icon, anything Icon, 20% off. We'll take a look at those as well as the 3/8 deep. Now, when you come at the 1/2-inch, you're gonna get a 14-piece set, and it's gonna include 10 all the way up to 19 with no skips. Then it's gonna go to 21, then 22, then 26, and then 27 millimeters. Now, I'm not sure exactly why they chose that sequence. I really don't know why they would choose that sequence. It seems to me like you would want a 24 in. And 24 seems to be a pretty common size in my experience. So not common, but a more common size than a lot of these other sizes they decided to include. So not really sure why they skipped the 24. But with that being said, I have a whole bunch to say about these Icon tools, and I'll do a separate video about the Icon tools on a bigger scale. So right now we'll just talk about these. Now, the 13-piece 3/8 set, it comes with 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 19 with no skip sizes. So I am happy that they didn't skip any sizes in the 3/8 set. Now, I don't have any Snap-on impact sockets, any Mac Tools impact sockets, any of the higher tier impact sockets to be able to kind of give a comparison, but I have used them. What I do have, though, is I have a Tekton set of impact sockets that I've been using for a couple years now. I also have a set of Pittsburgh impact sockets that I've been using for a few years now, and I also have a set of gray pneumatic impact sockets that I've been using for a few years now. So there is a pretty good selection here that I have. Now, I'm going to be upfront with you. When it comes to impact sockets, in my opinion, you don't need to go out and buy a high tier set of impact sockets. Now, chrome sockets, you may want to buy a more expensive brand, a better brand of chrome sockets, but that's going to be completely on you. But I would recommend that you at least get a good set of chrome sockets. Now, impact sockets, I think that they're all built the same, Now, I'm part of a couple Facebook groups and everything, and people ask questions on there from time to time. And one of the questions that someone asked was, should they buy, I don't remember the two sets, if I'm not mistaken, it was a SunX set, but I can't remember the other set. Now, if you watch my video that I did where I gave myself a $1,000 budget and I just picked out all tools starting from nothing, no cart, no nothing, that I would recommend for a beginner to start off with, and the SunX impact sockets were the impact sockets that I decided to go with in that. If you haven't seen that video, if I can remember, I'll put it up top. If not, you can go to my channel, try to find it. But his question was, should he buy the SunX over another brand, while the SunX are made out of molybdenum, while the other brand was made out of chrome vanadium. Now, if you know, like I told him, if you know about impact sockets, then chrome vanadium is not the way you want to go. Impact sockets are made out of molybdenum because it's a more impact resistant material, and it also is a little bit softer, so it can withstand the high impact motions from your impact. Now, your chrome vanadium is going to break faster. It's a harder material. So, like I told him, I would go with the molybdenum. And he's like, oh, I already know that. So I said, well, if you know that, then why are you asking the question? You know what I mean? And that's the thing, like, I have trouble trying to help people because people always take offense when you try to help them. If you already know this, then you you don't want to buy the chrome vanadium, because your chrome vanadium is going to wear your anvil out faster. It might wear your hog ring out faster if you have a hog ring on your impact, and it's also going to be a higher risk of breaking. It doesn't fit on your impact as snugly as an impact socket, so you always want to go with molybdenum. Molybdenum is a more expensive material, which is why your impact sockets, your higher end impact sockets, are going to be made out of molybdenum. Now, it's not all created equal, like I said, but in impact sockets, man, like I said, I think that they're all pretty much going to work for you. I've been using the Pittsburgh Harbor Freight impact sockets for years, man. I've never even broke one. My buddy's had one, his set for, I don't know, 6-7 years. I think he's broke one. So, you know, minus them skipping sizes, I think the Pittsburgh impact sockets are a great buy for anybody. Now, when you start looking at, you know, I think it's $24.99 for the Pittsburgh impact sockets, and you can apply a coupon or whatever at times, I believe, to get it around $20. So if we look at the $60 for the half-inch impact sockets with the 20% off Harbor Freight Icon coupon, then we're looking at $12 off that $60, which then puts it at about $48. So you're looking at, even with the 20% off coupon for the half-inch impact sockets Icon, you're still looking at half price from that. So it's definitely something to consider. Now, the skip sizes are something that's, you know, bad. You really don't want a set that's going to skip sizes, especially if you're using them professionally. If you're a homeowner, DIY guy, you're wanting some impact sockets, then, you know, it doesn't matter which way you go, man. It's going to depend on your budget at that point. But let's talk about these impact sockets. I have been using these impact sockets for a few weeks. I used them for a few weeks straight before I decided that I'm going to, you know, give an opinion on them. Now, I've been meaning to shoot this video and I haven't shot the video, but now I'm shooting the video. I did a video where I gave my final thought on some Icon tools that Harbor Freight did send me out, which included some chrome sockets, ratchets, and a couple sets of wrenches. And in that video, I kind of was hard on the chrome sockets because they're so soft. They definitely are really soft, a lot softer than any chrome sockets I've ever used. I've used cheap Craftsman China chrome sockets and never seen sockets that was so soft. Now, the drive area on the 3/8 chrome sockets, for some reason, and I wasn't even really using them on impacts or anything, but for some reason, they're just soft, and I'm not sure why. Now, I don't know if that's such a big deal. Maybe over time, it may become an issue, but I mean, you get a lifetime warranty with them. Now, the price of them, I kind of want to hold them to a higher standard because I feel like that the price that they're asking for these and the claims that they're making, the way that they're trying to promote these tools as being professional grade tools, I want to try to hold them to a higher standard than I may hold some Craftsman cheap China sockets to, or whatever the case may be. So these sockets, for some reason, I don't know if they're using the same manufacturer or what, but for some reason, these sockets, they just seem to wear really fast. I mean, when you look at comparison to my Tekton set, I have a Tekton set, and you can see the wear marks on the Tekton impact sockets. Now, for some reason, these sockets just wore as fast as those, showing wear marks as fast as those Tekton sockets that I've been using for years. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue over time. The only thing that I may have a problem with is if the inside of these sockets are soft. If the inside of these sockets are soft, that's going to cause you to round your fasteners off at some point, then obviously these are bad sockets. But for some reason, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure why, but for some reason, it just seems that their sockets just seem to wear faster than your normal sockets. I mean, even their Pittsburgh sockets. You can look at this 15/16 impact socket, and I mean, I've used this thing a lot. I'm not even gonna say how much, because the last time I said how much, a lot of people said there was no way that I used that much, but trust me, I've used this socket a whole lot, and it's never once broke. I've abused this socket. I put it in the most ridiculous scenarios that you could put a socket in, and I've had zero problem with these. And you can see the wear marks on 15/16s is pretty significant, but I've used this for years, so I would expect it to wear like that. But the Icon sockets, like I said, I didn't even really use them for a real long extended period of time, just for a couple weeks because I wanted to test them out. And I didn't even use them like constantly every day, all day. I just used them when I thought about it. I grabbed them, put them on. So when we take a look at this Tekton 3/8 set that I have, this is a standard set. This set goes from 5/16 to 1 inch. It is the same that the Icon set goes to. The Icon standard 3/8 set goes from 5/16 to 1 inch. They look very similar. Now the Tekton uses laser etching to specify what socket you're using, which I'm not such a big fan of because it wears faster than stamping like the Icon does, but it is more visible than the Icon. If you're unsure what socket you have, you can quickly take a look at the Tekton socket and know what socket you have. Whereas the Icon, you have to kind of look a little closer, and it's also going to be a lot harder for somebody if you can't see as well. So that's one thing that I do like about the Tekton better, is that it's more visually pleasing than the Icon, but it's not going to last as long as the Icon either. So I prefer the stamping, but it's nice to have the laser etching because you can see it a lot better. But as I said, it's going to wear off a lot faster. But this Tekton set, like I said, is a few years old, and none of these have wore off yet, to my surprise, because I honestly thought that they would wear off. Now this Tekton set comes in on Amazon, which I will link below, comes in at about $24.61 for the complete set. It's made in Taiwan, and so are these Icon impact sockets. So they are about half price of the Icon impact sockets. Now they seem to be very similar as far as grip goes, as far as the look and the function of these sockets, but like I said, the big difference to me is going to be the laser etching versus stamping, and the laser etching is going to be a lot cheaper than stamping them, which could be one of the reasons why they use the laser etching. And we can also take a look at, if we look at two comparable sockets, we'll look at 1/2 inch versus the 13mm Tekton, and we can see that it appears that the Tekton is a little bit thicker, which we'll verify. We have the Tekton coming in at about 134 thousandths thick, whereas the Icon comes in at about 111 thousandths thick. So the Icon is thinner. Is that a big deal? I mean, most of the time, especially when you're looking at something to where these sockets come from the same country, they're similar in price, the thicker socket is probably made of a cheaper material because they have to make it thicker to be able to withstand what a lot of your more expensive sockets can be able to handle. So I think that the Icon being thinner, they probably are of better quality as far as the material goes. And it also makes a difference as far as the walls go, because you may want to get into somewhere where it's a little tighter, and the thicker socket is going to be a bigger problem to get in there than your thinner sockets, maybe in some cases. So I prefer a thinner socket, and that's one of the draws to like your more expensive snap-on chrome sockets and whatnot. They're thinner, so they're just as strong as the cheaper, thicker ones, but they're more versatile in that they can be used in some areas that maybe the thicker sockets can't be used in. So all in all, I think that these probably are of higher quality. Now, as I said about the wearing, I'm not sure why they wear so much, but the inside of them, I haven't seen any signs to where it would make me believe that these sockets are probably gonna round something off. But like I said, I've only used them for a couple weeks, so maybe in a year or something, if I start banging on these sockets every day, maybe I can see if it becomes a problem over the long haul. But if we ask ourselves who these sockets are made for, now, Harbor Freight is, if you don't know, if you've been under a rock somewhere, they've been releasing these Icon tools, and they're claiming them to be tool truck quality at a fraction of the price. Now, they compare all their tools to Snap-on for the most part. That's their main competitor that they believe that they're comparing their tools to is Snap-on. So if you want to follow that line and to say, okay, these are tool truck quality, then you would have to compare them to tool truck tools. But to me, from what I've seen, I don't think that these tools are tool truck quality tools. I think that they are pretty decent tools. I think that they're on the right track. I think that if they keep going in the direction they're going, and if they don't just start trying to skimp, then I think that this could be a big success. It probably has been a big success for them because I'm sure they sold a lot of these tools. And to me, if someone were looking for some middle grade tools, then it would probably be somebody who is a beginner or somebody who just doesn't feel the need to spend all that money. Like I said, when it comes to impact sockets, I honestly don't feel like you need to spend a bunch of money on impact sockets. So when we look at the price of these, we can say that the 3/8 set is $50. So if we use the coupon, you're gonna get 20% off your Icon 3/8 set at $50. So that's gonna knock it down to about $40. So we're looking at $40 for this set of impact sockets. You could get the Pittsburgh Pro impact sockets for $20, $25. You could get this Tekton set for $25. If you were to ask me, which set should I buy? Which set should I buy? I can't give a broad answer for somebody to say, oh yeah, man, just buy this. It's gonna work for you, because nothing works for everybody the same. If it was me and if I was looking for some impact sockets, honestly, I would weigh out the options. And the first thing I would think about is warranty, and almost all these tools come with a lifetime warranty. So they're all even right there. Then I look at ease of purchase and ease of warranty. And I feel like Harbor Freight has the edge in that if you don't have access to a tool truck, and we're not comparing these to tool truck tools, but we're comparing these to something like Tekton, Gray Pneumatics, SunX, something like that. SunX you can get on some tool trucks now. If I compare these to Tekton at the $25 versus the $40, I would tell somebody, if you can afford to spend the $15, and if you want to worry about having to go warranty these out, then I would probably just go ahead and go with the Icon. I mean, $15 more, it may not seem like a lot, but it does add up when you're buying a whole bunch of other tools. So it is a lot over the long run. But with being able to go into the store, being able to just get these, warranty these out, and no questions asked, I kind of like the Icon and other Harbor Freight tools in that aspect. And you would also have to ask yourself if you need a complete set of impact sockets, because if you really don't need a complete set of impact sockets, or if money is a serious issue, then you could consider the Pittsburgh impact sockets. And I don't feel like you would have any problem whatsoever, because I haven't had any problems whatsoever with the Pittsburgh impact sockets, and nobody I know has had a problem with the Pittsburgh impact sockets. So if you have a problem with the Pittsburgh impact sockets, then please let us know in the comments below. But if you want ease of warranty and ease of purchase, and you're not worried about skip sizes, then honestly, man, just get the Pittsburgh impact sockets and call it a day. If you're a professional, if you're a beginner, and you're looking for a complete set of impact sockets, and you don't mind spending the extra little bit of money to be able to go warranty those out in a store, then check the Icon out. If you're worried about the $15, check the Tekton out. The Tekton warranty does work by you mailing them. So you may want to consider that. Now, I do believe like Myers may sell Tekton tools. I don't know if you can warranty them there. I don't know much about the warranty process with Tekton. So if you know about that, also leave that in the comments below, just in case somebody may be interested in Tekton or something like that. But you could really, if you're professional, beginner, or whatever, check SunX out. SunX is another great option. It's a really complete set, and it's pretty well priced, man, because that's why I put it in my guide for beginners to be able to buy tools starting out with nothing on a budget, because I mean, we're all on a budget at some point. So if you have these sockets, let me know what you think about them below. And if you've been using these sockets, let me know if you've had any problems with them. Let everybody know if you had any problems with them, because somebody is probably interested in these sockets if they're watching this video. I appreciate y'all watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go down and subscribe below, because I'll do more videos like this, including projects, tips, tool reviews, and more. I appreciate you. Till next time, stay real.